dear viewers, I am Amina Mustapha Isma'Il. First, the headlines. State Universal Basic Education Board spends 350 million naira on projects in Namuda local government area of the state. Zamfara state government to establish plastic company in the state. Court nullifies Dr. Dauda Lawaldari candidacy. Governor Matawalli commends Federal Ministry of Sports for hosting sports festivals. Court sentences EFCC chairman to Kuji prison. Now the news in details. Universal Basic Education in Zamfara has executed over 65 projects in various primary schools across Namuda local government area of the state. The Education Secretary, Namuda Local Government Education Authority, Hamzat Aliyu, stated this in an interview in his office during the ongoing local government area education assessment tour organized by the board. Aliyu explained the board had expended over 350 million naira on the projects, which comprises of school renovations, constructions of additional new classrooms, provision of improvised teaching aids, among others, between 2019 to date. He said that lack of adequate teachers in primary schools in the state has remained the major problem affecting basic education system in the state. He, however, called on Zamfara state government to look inwards for the recruitment of additional teachers in primary schools, not only in Namuda local government area, but in all the 14 local government areas of the state. The Federal High Court, sitting Gusau, has nullified the election of Dr. Dauda Lawaldari as the gubernatorial candidate of People's Democratic Party, PDP, in Zamfara State. While giving the judgment on the matter, the presiding judge, Justice Amina, said the People's Democratic Party has failed to fulfill the requirements of the Section 82, Subsection 1 of Electoral Act 2020 by not notifying the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, 21 days before the primary elections and other governorship aspirants 7 days before the date of the election. Consequently, Section 82, Subsection 5 says failure of a political party to notify the Commission, as stated in Subsection 1, shall render the convention, congress, conference, and meeting invalid. Ibrahim Sani Gusau has more.
Justice Baffa ruled that the PDP cannot field a governorship candidate for the 2023 general election as the party violated Section 82 of the 2022 Electoral Act. In an interview with newsmen, the counsel to Engineer Ibrahim Shehu Gusau, Barrister Ibrahim Ali, said the judgment is apt as it will serve as a deterrent to other political parties and it protects the democracy in Nigeria. According to him, they filed in the case challenging the legality of the PDP governorship primary election, saying the 2022 Electoral Act required that all political parties must notify the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, about their primary election 21 days before the election, and all aspirants be notified 7 days before the election, but none was fulfilled. On his part, counsel to the defendant, Barrister Ajia A. Shehu, said they will appeal the judgment as the PDP and its candidate were not satisfied with the judgment, noting that the Federal High Court has superior courts on top. Ibrahim Sani Gusau, reporting for Al-Ummah TV.
Zamfara State Governor Dr. Bello Muhammad Matawalli said his administration will soon establish an oil mill and plastic processing industry in the state. This was contained in a statement signed by the Special Advisor, Public Enlightenment, Media and Communications, Zailani Baffa, and made available to newsmen in Gusau, the state capital. Governor Matawalli explained that the payment of all equipment have already been effected and will soon be shipped into the country. Correspondent Bashar Sanda Gusau has more.
He was speaking when he received an audience The State Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Mines and Agriculture at Government House, Gusau, under the leadership of its chairman, Alhaji Hamza Musa Bulaus. Governor Mutawalle said the oil processing company will be able to extract oil from groundnut, soybeans, and cotton seeds. Similarly, the plastic company can produce jerry cans, gallons, and other assorted plastic materials for commercial and domestic purposes. He called on the chamber to organize the youth in the state and come up with a workable program that will engage them to be productive and self-reliant and present it to the government for possible implementations. Bashir Sanda Gusau reporting for Al-Umma TV.
In another development, the executive governor of Zamfara State, Dr. Bello Mohammed Matawali, has received the Torch of Unity for the 21st edition of the National Sport Festivals, tagged Delta 2022, as at the Government House in Gusau, capital. This was contained in a statement by the press secretary to the governor, Jamilu Ilyasu Birnam Magaji, in Gusau, the state capital. Governor Bello Matawali commended the effort of the Federal Ministry of Youth and Sports Development and various committees for their commitment towards ensuring the successful hosting of the Games. The governor reiterated his administration's commitment to the development of sports in Zamfara State. Earlier in his remarks, the special advisor to the governor on sports development, Alhaji Habibu Yuguda Gusau, described the festival as the only game where athletes are being selected to represent the country at international competitions. The representative of the Federal Ministry of Youth and Sports Development, who is also the Northwest Zonal Coordinator of Youth and Sport Development, Muhammad Kabir Datti, told the governor that the Torch of Unity movement symbolizes the participation of the states at the forthcoming National Sports Festival. The National Sports Festival will commence on the 20th November to 10 December 2022. You are watching the news from News and Current Affairs, Al-Umma Television. Before we go on a break, let us remind you of our major headlines. State Universal Basic Education Board spends 350 million naira on projects in Karanamuda local government area. Zamfara State government to establish plastic company in the state. Court nullifies Dauda Lawal Dari's candidacy. Impact to when we return. Governor Matawali commends Federal Ministry of Sports for hosting Sports Festival. Court sentences EFCC chairman to Kuji prison. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a jiffy. Stay with us.
Al'umma TV, nagari na kowa.
Welcome back and thank you for being with us. You are watching the news from News on Current Affairs, Al-Umma Television here in Gusau. The Federal High Court sitting in Maitama has convicted the chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, Mr. Abdulrashid Bawa, for contempt of court in relationship to his agency's failure to comply with an earlier order of the court. Justice Tizoba Orji, in a ruling, held the chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission in contempt of the orders of the Honorable Court made on November 21st, 2018, directing the Economic and Financial Crime Commission Abuja to return to the applicant his Range Rover and the sum of 40 million naira. Having continued willfully in disobedience to the order of the court, he should be committed to prison at Kuji Correctional Center for his disobedience and continued disobedience of the said order of court until he purges himself of the contempt. Meanwhile, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission said it will appeal the judgment that convicted its chairman, Abdulrashid Bawa. The agency spokesman, Mr. Wilson, Uwa Jaren said this while addressing newsmen in Abuja. That's the news from Al Umma television station, but before you go, let us remind you of our major headlines. State Universal Basic Education Board spends 350 million naira on projects in Karandamuda local government area. You heard that Zamfara state government to establish plastic company in the state. You also heard that court nullifies Dauda Lawandari's candidacy. And lastly, you also heard that Governor Matawali commends Federal Ministry of Sports for hosting sports festival. Lastly, court sentences EFCC chairman to Kuje prison. Be a patriotic citizen, report any suspicious movement around you. On behalf of the production team and I, Amina Mustapha Isma'Il, will be saying bye for now and have a pleasant evening.